What's up everyone? I'm back, sunny England. We've got another repair on today. We've got a scratch on a quarter panel and door today with previous repairs showing. So let's have a look. So you see it's slightly dented. We're not doing the dent work. And I'm not sure if you can tell by the texture, it's all been previously painted. Looks like it's got a lot of filler over this section as well. But it's not our concern. Customer just wants the damage taken off. It's not a new vehicle, so we just want it tidying up a little bit. So we're going to start as usual by getting the paint code. On Citroens, it's on the passenger side door edge. It's located just here. KTV is the paint code. So once we've got the paint code sorted, we can put that into our colour system. We input the make and the colour code related to that vehicle. Once we've done that, we can select the colour and the variant of that specific shade. We can then input the amount in grams that we require. In this case, we're going to do 40 grams. And then you can see in a list each individual pigment that goes into making that specific colour for the vehicle. We can start with the first one, which is 187, and you can see we need to put in 37.67 grams. So we'll get set up. We use the filtered PPS style pots, which is a liner that your paint goes in, and then a filter lid that goes on the top. It's got a mesh filter built in. Once we've mixed the paint in here, you can put these together, and this section clips straight onto the spray gun, meaning we get filtered paint directly into the gun.
So we mix paint fully mobile at the customer's address. The reason we do this is we can mix the exact amount in grams that we require per job, which helps keeps the cost down. Sometimes colours can be very slightly out. It allows us to custom tint the colour whilst we're on site at the customer's location. On the Leclerc paint system, it is very rare that happens, but still, it's there as a backup just in case. After adding the water-based thinner, we're ready for a good mix-up. This combines all the pigments together to make sure the colour is as accurate as possible.
So cleaning this down with a water-based cleaner first, and then we'll follow up with a solvent-based cleaner as well, just to remove any oils, waxes, because we want them all gone. Get this on video as well, just again, proof it wasn't me that's done this. See the paint edge? It's quite far back in. So yeah, just as proof it wasn't me, that's all. And say these dents we're not getting involved in. It's all been repaired before, as I said. We're just focusing on the scuff damage. He just wants it looking a little bit better. So we'll get the sander. I am going to put a little skim here. There is filler showing through here, so this entire upper section is completely skimmed over with filler, which I knew you could see it through the Clearcoat anyway. So, but yeah, I'm just going to put a little build skim there, just for my own sanity, really. So yeah, I'll get some filler mixed up. It's not ready for the scotch, so we're going to use plenty of water on the panel and key up the area. We're only going to be localising the door to about here, and the quarter panel we're going to do a fade out around here as well, and down this section, just to keep it all localised. I'm going to use a grey scotch. I'm going to gently, without putting pressure on, go over all the surface area.
Just want to point out here, the reason we're localising and not doing the dents on the panels, I know in an ideal world we would repair them. It's customer's request, and the idea is to keep the price as low as possible.
Okay, let's get some primer on there. So I'm in a bit of a predicament here, and I'm in two minds of the best way to go about it. So obviously the paint finish that's on there isn't very good. We know that. It's quite poor, the peel's not correct, there's nibs all over the place. So do I try and match the texture finish of the lacquer, which you're supposed to do, but then my repair will look terrible? Or do I get the finish nice and shiny, but then it will stand out that it's had a repair done there, even more so because there'll be a real shiny section and then dull orange peel around it. I am going to think about this for a minute. I am inclined to try and go for a medium between those two. Get a little bit of a peel going. I think I'm going to go for that medium level of between orange peel and gloss, and try and maybe fade it out as it gets to the poor previous repair that's been done. So it's all the joys of being in my trade, I guess. Yeah, it's not all rainbows. Anyway, let's get back to it. Cool. It's now ready for masking up. We are going to be doing quite a few paper loops to stop overspray going too far. So I'll walk you through it. We're going to slow it down, this masking, I think, on this one. So on the fuel filler cap, there is a lot of previous flaking paint around there already. I am going to backmask inside that edge. So the way you do backmasking, you get a bit of tape and you put the sticky side down on the surface. I'm going to tuck my tape in, press that all down. There we go. So we can close that now, and then we get some more tape and we stick it to the underside here. You can fold this back on itself. To the line. We have a back mask. We'll go around the handle and then we'll do another back mask on the underside of the handle too. Again, full of peeling paint around here. Nothing to do with us, we're not getting involved in that. And then we'll back mask this edge here. And the backmasking just creates a slightly softer edge. So when the clear coat goes up to it, it's not a super hard edge. When the lacquer's still wet, when we finish painting, we're going to peel the backmasked areas out. Again, that just helps the clear coat just flow in and soften the edge a little bit more. Okay, we are ready for base coat. There we are. I'll cool it down with a bit of water. She's a little bit warm. We bake at 60 degrees, so yeah, kind of gets a little bit toasty. So I'd usually flat it down with 1500s first and then go to 2000s, but I want to try and keep some of that peel there, so I think I'm just going to use 2000s straight away, and that way I won't remove too much and smooth the lacquer too much. So yeah, let me get some 2000s, we'll give it a quick flattening down and then we'll give it a polish up. So just use wet and dry. I like the Mercer sandpaper. There's obviously many different brands you can choose from, but yeah, I do like Mercer. So just a light tickle over. That should do it. A little bit more there. Too bad. Might be a little bit flat. I'll see how it looks after a polish. I mean, I can't exactly put texture back in now. We'll see. I've done my best. It's hard when you're trying to match paintwork that isn't right and you're trying to get it to the same effect. It's really, well, I find it difficult to match anyway. And some polishing compound. flat a tiny bit more on this blend edge. That's why I usually wipe the buffer on first. Stop that happening. Ceramic coating on.
How you doing, mate?
You don't mind being on camera, do you?
Oh, no.
You're okay.
You certainly had a good day for it.
I know, we can't complain with this weather, can we?